Welcome back. So you've perched your pumpkins on your porch to give your house that Halloween feel.
Yeah, but what do you do with those pumpkins once Halloween's passed? What happens to those pumpkins?
I think sometimes they just get thrown away. But the Pretty Gritty Girls have some great ideas on how to utilize what's left. And joining us are Monica Lamoureux and Johanna Peck. Thank you so much, ladies, for being here.
Thanks for having us.
So several crafty ideas that we can do with our pumpkins after Halloween. I typically like to hang on to them until Thanksgiving, but it does have that Halloween feel. So I'd love some ideas. What do you got?
And the squirrels get them,
too, the squirrels get them, too,
exactly,
which is true.
Exactly. I always feel a little guilty, especially if you are a late carver. Some people carve them a week or two in advance, and then they'll use a bleach mixture to preserve them, which, if that's the case, this is not for you.
Not for you, okay.
But if you are a last-minute carver day before, day of, these are great ways to sort of extend the life of your pumpkin.
Okay.
So one of the first things is, even if you have carved an image into the pumpkin, for the most part, just carve below where you used. And then what you do is carve it out, if the seeds and stuff haven't been removed. And then what you're going to do is just take some rope and make a little sling. I actually used a little nail at the bottom, and you make a little pumpkin. I mean, a little pumpkin bird feeder, so you can pour some seed in there.
The birds?
Yep, for the birds. And this is really nice.
That is so clever.
Yeah,
and the birds will probably they'll love it, but they might nip at the pumpkin too.
Exactly. And if some people don't want squirrels anywhere near their bird feed, but if you are a squirrel feeder and lover, eventually they'll
Yeah, I always feel bad for the squirrels. They get a bad rap.
I do.
I think the squirrel's going to win that one.
Okay. Swinging on the and then what I did next was, you take the top half of the pumpkin, or even if you had an entire full one, cut it, slice it, remove the seeds, and then put it in a roasting pan. I actually will admit I have never roasted a pumpkin before.
Oh, it's delicious. We had it done yesterday.
But I do spaghetti squash all the time.
Yeah.
So now I always just think it's way more involved. So with this, you just cut the pieces, you put it in the oven for about an hour, 350. The skin will start to blister, and then you just peel it off. Take all the pulp, put it into the blender and puree it, and then you're left with your pumpkin puree. So you can freeze it. I know you had a lot of guests on this week who did soups and breads and things like that.
They left it even chunky. They said it was nice to do.
Do that
so,
too.
That way, if you don't want to just use a canned pumpkin, you could make the recipe we had for dal yesterday.
Yes.
A lot of people don't believe in that. They call that pulp fiction.
Okay, it's also for beauty.
Yes. So this is where,
He cracks himself up.
I do. I make myself laugh, which is so important. All right, anyway, go ahead.
So this is something, you see things like DIY masks all the time, and you wonder, is it safe for my face? Does it really work? When I was working as an esthetician in the spa industry, in the fall especially, we did a lot with pumpkin masks. They have a lot of enzymes in them. The enzymes in pumpkins are great for breaking down dead cell buildup and really give you a brighter skin.
Oh, that's awesome.
So what you want to do is, this will last, if you do make a batch that's big enough, it will last for about a week in your fridge. So you want to take about 2 tablespoons of pumpkin. And Scott, if you want to...
I think Kara's about to ask the question. For the cheating mom out there, can you use canned pumpkin?
You can, yes, you absolutely can. And
I wasn't thinking that, but that's a good question. That's good to know. We could just use, maybe the organic one is better.
And this is what?
And so this is raw honey.
Raw honey.
Raw honey has way more...
Perfect.
I'm blanking on the word. Better qualities for the skin.
Antioxidants.
More, yes.
Maybe benefits.
And this we're turning this into a mask?
Yes, we are.
Okay.
So then we're just putting in, your favorite face oil. You can even use a vitamin E oil. And then what you're going to do is you're going to blend it together.
Okay, with this?
Mm-hmm.
And then you put that right on. Are you adding milk?
And this is a little almond milk. So if you want, this is optional. If you want, you can add a little
just
almond
to thin
milk.
it out.
If you have an acneic skin, you can add a little apple cider vinegar in. You don't want it to be too thin.
We only have about a minute.
Okay.
I want to make sure you guys get to everything.
So then what we're doing next is we are doing some more pumpkin. And you add in brown sugar.
And this is a sugar scrub.
And this is a sugar scrub for your body. I would not use this on the face.
Right.
Care if you want to stir that around.
Yeah, I'll stir it around.
And then lastly, Johanna was talking about our
I was wondering if you
small
let
gourds.
Johanna talk today. Poor Johanna, she didn't get 3 words in. You got 45 seconds. Go.
All right, wait, quick, go. So we've seen this trend of using pumpkins for more than just Halloween in retail stores and everything, which is why we brought these, which are not real pumpkins. But what we did with this was we just bought spray paint at Home Depot, spray painted painted. This is actually a real pumpkin. And what you could do is you could just keep this as is, slice off the top and put a like a name card in there for like your
How
Thanksgiving.
clever. So those are real?
Yeah. This is real.
And they
yeah.
last through.
Will they last a long time if they will?
And the spray paint will help kind of keep it make it last.
This is just Rust-Oleum metallic finish. Copper is what you got. Okay.
Yep. And then real quick, this one we just sliced the top off and stuck a fake flower in. And you can just use that also on your Thanksgiving tablescape or even holiday
And what's with the snowman?
And then the snowman. So these are 3 pumpkins, which is a craft we've done before where we just stack them on a dowel. And then paint them white, throw on a Santa hat,
Good to
put
go.
a little ribbon around it, place them in a wreath, and you've got a Christmas decoration.
Thank you, ladies.
so cool.
So thanks for having us.
Oh, our pleasure. For more crafty ideas and mom hacks, be sure to check out the Pretty Gritty Girls online at prettygrittygirls.com.